Welcome, all you beautiful souls, to your weekly energy update. We're going to be looking at the week of June 12th through June 19th, and we have a very wonderful super full moon in Sagittarius that's happening on the 14th. Now, it will be at like 5:51 a.m. Mountain Time, so it'll, of course, vary throughout the world wherever you may be at. But there's some wonderful things coming in. First of all, it is a super full moon, which means it's going to be closer to us. Like I have a little diagram here of this is the sun and this is the earth and here's the moon. The full moon happens when it's over here and it's shining, beyond the earth where we can see it. In the night sky, of course. But it's called a super full moon because the moon does not orbit in an exact, orbit, very exactly circular. It's more oval. So when it's, orbiting like this and it comes into a closer spot normally than when it's out here, these are when they are super moons. So that's what's happening. It's just closer to the earth, which means that it has more of a gravitational pull. It's stronger energy, and so it's going to be extra emotional energy. And oh yay, but what's great is that it is in Sagittarius, and so that Sagittarius energy really brings in this fullness, this kind of fruition. It can have some drama, either, exciting dark drama or exciting happy drama, because it can bring in that optimism and the good luck of that Sagittarius and Jupiter energy that comes in with that. And it always goes, Sagittarius deals with travel and international things, language, cultures, international business, even learning and education. So there's going to be a lot of themes that can be happening and being touched by this super full moon during this time. And we are definitely going to look into that, because the Sagittarius energy also allows you to see things from a higher perspective. So that's one thing that we will look at for your reading, is what can you see from a higher perspective this week. Another exciting kind of astrological thing that's happening with that super full moon is that the Neptune is actually going to square with the sun and the earth, and the moon. So that is not a super fun kind of energy that comes in with it, because Neptune is going to be whispering too. So there could be some confusion, there can be some self-doubt, some second guessing of yourself. And so that's one thing we'll look at too, is what is Neptune whispering in your ear about your worth. So we'll look into that too. But that's kind of like not the bad news, it's just challenging news. But the positive news is that Saturn is actually at a beautiful degree with the moon, which is basically Saturn's all about long-term gains and like extra oomph, extra energy coming in that's going to help you with some forward movement, especially since Mercury just came out of retrograde, like on around the 3rd or 4th, and towards the end of this week on the 19th is when we're completely going to be exiting out of even the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. So you're going to have all this energy to have this forward movement. So that's something else we'll ask, is what long-term gain can Saturn bring into you? And then, of course, we'll also dig in for some advice. So an exciting reading. I can't wait to get into this for you. I have going to provide a reading for each zodiac sign. And I'm going to go ahead and start with yours right now. All right, Geminis, this is your weekly energy update. And we will start off by pulling a card here from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And any of the cards that I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. But we're going to use these cards specifically to see what Creator and Spirit want you to know about that Sagittarius higher point of view and what area of your life you could take a higher view in. So we're going to go ahead and give these a quick shuffle, and then we'll jump right in. One more time. There we go. All right, so for our Geminis, what would you like them to see from a higher point of view? All right, just right off the bat here. And you've got a tall tale. Little Pinocchio, card number 35. See it literally sitting on top of a hat with a higher point of view. So I love how that fits right in to the message. And we will actually came up with the page before, so it's like turning the page into story tell. It's interesting. So the key energies for this card are denial, concealing the truth so you can manipulate and control a situation, a fear-based communication, creating a narrative to hide behind, not allowing the fear of what others will think to influence your words, and learning to communicate from a place of authenticity. And I kind of feel, this is a general reading, but I feel like for the majority of you, it's like the shoes on the other foot. You have this story that you've been putting in your mind around a situation, and it's because you didn't want to face up to the truth that either the relationship is ended or the job is ending. Something that you're like, this is no longer serving me. I just don't want to face it. So you've been kind of hiding it, or the red flags have been flying all around and you're like, oh, look, a carnival. Instead of going, oh, these red flags I might want to look at. It goes on to say you or someone else is telling a tall tale right now. You always know if a falsehood is spoken because it doesn't feel grounded. And when you lie, you get high on an illusory sense of power that is doomed to fail at some point. You feel driven by the fear of exposure, but something makes you stick to your story even though you know it has no substance. Whatever story we're caught up in isn't as important as the motive for it. Why does anyone lie? Perhaps we don't believe the truth is good enough, or we want to keep doing what we know we shouldn't be doing, right? I know, we can all raise our hand to that one. Then there is the lie put forth while in denial, such as hiding an active addiction. In this scenario, we believe our own lies. So the tall tale, the white lie, the stretching of the truth, and the blatant fabrication are all about control, the desire for it, the lack of it, the need to maintain it so we can manipulate the outer world and hide our inner one. Today, ask for the truth, be willing to pay the price, and be okay with the vulnerability your lies exposing in yourself and others. Transparency is required to get to where you need to go, to be truly empowered, to reveal the strength of what is true and authentic. Any other path leads to a dead end anyway. So remember the saying, the truth will set you free, and get ready to fly unfettered. And I love that. There's no judgment around this card. All this information that comes through is for us, right? So, when we have this tall tale, it's like it's just an invitation to look, rise above a situation, see it from a different perspective, from a higher point of view, and kind of question your motives behind it and possibly what someone else's motive is around a situation. And it's like, okay, why am I doing this? Usually it's out of fear, right? We don't want to be rejected. We want to be loved. We're searching for this situation. And sometimes, and I know I'll admit, and we probably all have done it. I mean, we stay in situations, either relationship, job, or some other kind of circumstance, because we fear, what does it mean if that ends? What if it means if that's not successful? What does it mean about me? What does it mean about others? What does it mean about the world? And we don't want to face that, so we kind of blind ourselves to it. That's where they get the love is blind, old saying from, right? But we will see what else we have to say here. Next, we're going to use the Black Tarot just to look in to see what little whispers Neptune is giving you this week around your worth. So that is playing right into this storytelling here. And let's just give this a little good shuffle. And we'll see what area of your life Neptune is whispering in. So for our Geminis, All right. There you go. Do you have the Nine of Wands? Yeah, the Nine of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion. So your overall energy, even your spiritual energy. But the Nine of Wands is usually about not giving up. Like, it's kind of like the perseverance card. That's what I was trying to remember. And I kind of feel like this is what they're whispering to. It's like, you can't give up. You can't give up. Usually it's an encouragement of this energy of don't give up. You just stick with it. You're almost to the end. But in this case, I feel with everything we've been talking about, that's the whisper that they're kind of nudging you, going, oh, don't give up now. You mean you've been, trying to work out this relationship or this job for 10 years. Why give up now? What are people going to think if you give up now? It's like that, just pick. But it's to bring that awareness around it, going, you know what? The horse is dead. It's decomposed. It's a skeleton. You're not going to bring it back to life. It's time to let it go. And that's this message that Neptune is trying to nudge you toward, is going, oh, why give up now? But it's in a loving, kind of like this older sibling kind of thing where I'm not touching you. It's like this little, they're trying to irritate you to a point where you're like, no, fine, I'm done with it. And so that's for you, though. And so that's what I feel is unfolding here. Now, we also will take a look here with these You Are Awesome deck to see what long-term gain that not Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, but what Saturn can bring to you. Now, Saturn is not a nonprofit agency that's giving you all these gifts and hoping that you give them a donation. They are a taskmaster and they're a rewarder when you do the task. So they're giving you this opportunity that if you do this work, you look at things from a perspective, you let those things go that are ready to let go of, because all this energy you're investing in something is for naught. It's like investing light into a black hole. It's going nowhere as far as we know, right? But it's all just going in there. So this is what Saturn can bring to you if you take on this mission. So let me just give these a quick shuffle. And I love these cards. They can be hilarious too. I love them. All right. So for our Geminis, okay. It says, friends know when friends need a social break and a place to crash. So I love this. Little sloth. Is that a sloth? I think it's a sloth on top of a llama. And I love this because this shows you who your friends are. So if you take this on and you make these changes and you are willing to let things go and move beyond things and really speak your truth, you will know the reward, the long-term gain is that we fear, what are people going to think? Well, the ones that really love us and are true friends, you will see those that stick by you and love you unconditionally. And, they might razz you like, Neptune does, but they're always by your side. They got your back. And then those that turn their back on you, you kind of thank the situation going, you showed me who my true friends were. And so this is a huge releasing thing that happens with all this too. We're also going to take these Chinese tarot and just get more advice from Spirit on this week and this situation for you too. For our Geminis, what else do you have for them, please? Okay, I do want those two for right there, and that one for right there. What else? Oh, that one right there. And 3 for over here. Oh, okay, gotcha. So 2 for the middle, 2, 2, and 2. Gemini, right? The twins. You got the twins and the twins and the twins. So we'll start over here and see what more they have to say. You got the High Priestess here. So right above, even seeing things from a higher perspective, you got the High Priestess, who does go beyond the veil. She's able to dive deep into the unconscious, the subconscious, and rise. And, she kind of steps away into her temple and connects to the moon energy and connects to the heavenly realms and sees things from different perspectives. So this is definitely trust your intuition. Know that there's hidden things that are to be revealed. And so this is definitely reinforcing this message here. And you have the Ace of Cups. So cups are your emotions, and the Ace of Cups is like new emotion, new levels of emotion coming in. So there is this, this is very emotional, scenarios here. This is all about the heart. It's not about mind. It's not about the physical world. This is about your emotions. There's emotions that are rolling underneath the surface in your subconscious that you don't even realize they're there. Like the reasons, you just feel the impact. So there is this message here to try to get into understanding what programs are running beneath the surface. It's like a computer where you bring up a website, you start playing music, and you minimize it, and it's no longer on your screen. It's still running behind the scenes, probably slowing down your computer, and also you're hearing the music. And after a while, you're like, where is that music coming from? Because you forgot over time that you minimized it, and it's running underneath. So when you do this subconscious and this looking into what is in the dark that you don't understand is still running, that allows you to bring and maximize the window. And then you're like, oh, I do like that to continue to run. So you leave it running, or you X out of it and close it down. Now, how you do that, there's a variety of ways that you can dive into your subconscious. There is this great way, and I think it's called the Marriage of Spirit. And I forget the author. I'm so sorry. If I remember, I will put a link down below for that book. And but the premise of one of the tools that they give is like you kind of do like this box, and on the top box you put like why you desire something. So if you understand the emotions, let's just take a relationship because it's about cups. It's like I desire to be in this relationship because, and you write all the reasons why you desire being in the relationship, and then you put why I fear being in this relationship. And then in that box, you write the reasons you fear being in the relationship with that person or that business, that work, that job. And then on the bottom ones, you kind of do the opposite. So where this top one was, why I desire to be in that relationship, down here you put why you desire not to be in the relationship. And over here is why you fear not being in the relationship. So two of them usually are the conscious things that we know our fears are or our desires are. We're like, yeah. But usually one or two of the other boxes, that's the subconscious things that are running below the surface. And you can use that for anything. And what I love about that process is that you don't have to do work around it. It's really just all about bringing it from the subconscious to your conscious, and your conscious mind just starts working. It works itself out. You don't even have to do actually a lot of work around it. The work is just identifying it, and then once you do, you're like, oh, okay, now it's no longer hidden. It's out in the light, right? So I love that for you. And then let's go into here, and you got the Queen of Pentacles. So basically, and it says Queen of Coins here, but that's normally Queen of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. It means the same thing, but she's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, much like the Empress energy, where she's all about making sure that you are taking care of your energy, putting your needs and your health and your just requirements first for a change. So you are definitely, with this tall tale, it's like you might be sacrificing a lot of your energy for other people or other persons or jobs or other stuff in your life. And this is this nudge, because this Nine of Wands was all about this energy that you're putting forth. It's like you're done putting forth all that energy. They're telling you, don't give up yet. You're not dead yet. You have a lot of more energy that you can give away. It's like a vampire sucking blood out of you, and you're like, oh, I have a pint left. Go ahead and take that too. But this is about, no, you pull away and you get to rebuild your blood. You get to get your energy back. You get to focus on yourself, because this is new birth as well, along with this new emotions that's coming in. This is a new birth. Maybe this is a new love for yourself. This is a new birth of things in your life because of that love. Let me take a look here. What's this one here? Yeah, Chariot. Makes total sense. So this is all about your power of choice. Very, very powerful card, because it basically tells you that no matter what comes your way, you have the power to choose what emotion you feel in any situation and what story you apply to any situation. Now, I know when they first told me that, Spirit was like, yeah, you have that power. No matter what comes your way in your life, you're the one that's deciding how you feel. You're the one that's deciding what story or interpretation you're putting around it. You're putting the meaning behind it. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't feel like I'm making a choice. And they're very patient. So they're like, well, come here, sit down, let me show you. And they showed me my childhood growing up. Like any other person, we are told all these popular opinions that are reinforced by society and passed down from generation to generation and all of that. And it's all these, like I said, popular opinions that when this thing happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. When this happens, this is what it's supposed to mean about you, others, the world. And so we take on all that stuff, and it's reinforced over and over enough that it becomes our habit to believe that that's what that means and that's how we're supposed to feel. And then it becomes our habit so much it becomes our reaction, where it doesn't feel like we're making a choice. But they showed that if you can just pause when you start to have a situation come in or emotion rise, take deep breaths, or shortly thereafter, when you come back out of that choice of emotion and thought, you can choose a different emotion. You can choose a different meaning. And I really feel like this is like the story that's unfolding here, is that you get to change your story if you want to. You get to change the emotion if you want to. So love that power. Yeah. And here's the Empress energy. So exactly what I was talking about with the Queen of Coins here. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, just taking care of you, this harvest feeling, this abundant feeling coming in. And it is all this energy that you're investing in this situation and maintaining the lies of that story in your head, or if you are saying things on the outside, all that energy you're trying to maintain to keep this facade going. It's like, okay, I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna, I kind of feel like if that's the case, you're doing it to protect someone else. And you're like, you know what? That's not my responsibility. It's time for me to take care of me. Whatever truth comes out, but I am taking care of me because it's time. I'm exhausted. I'm almost drained completely, right? So I love that came up because I mentioned her with that. Yep, and then you have the Three of Coins. This is fabulous because this for me is basically the authenticity card, which I mentioned about being true to your authentic self here. Normally they'll show like someone creating some work of art and two other people on the card. Sorry, I was getting distracted because there's 2 threes here. So definitely this creativity that's coming through, and it kind of reinforces a little bit about who your friends are. But they usually have 2 other people on the card, and one of them is the naysayer, the dream buster, the person, maybe it's like this person you're allowing to stay in your life, right? But they're basically saying, why are you doing it that way? You're not going to be successful at that. You should do something else. Do it this way. Blah, 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 right? And we're like, we know what to do with them. We put them outside the circle because we don't want to be around that all day long. That is draining. That does, drain us like that vampire does. The other person is someone who's supporting us. And that can, show us these friends who are very supportive, and it shows us who our true friends are. And they're like, hey, I'm so proud of you. You're going to do so well. I love what you're doing with this, and here's some money to help you out, or, some sort of support that they're giving you, right? And their heart is in the right place. Now, they might add something in there because they care. They might, but have you ever thought of doing it this way? Now, they're not saying you have to do it this way or I'm going to reject you. But our little child in us loves the support. It loves that validation, and it fears if we don't, kind of veer off our authentic path that we want to go and listen to that supporter, that they're going to jump over to that naysayer camp and reject us, right? So this card tells us that don't try to please any of the people any of the time. It's about you living your authentic self and being authentic to you, because we don't need another duplication of someone else, because you came here on purpose for a purpose, and to share your own unique, beautiful love that's within you in your own beautiful, unique way with the world. So when you move off your authentic path, you are kind of cheating the world out of experiencing that true, beautiful, authentic you. So I love this story that's unfolding here for you. I mean, it very, very much is super clear that there's some story that you've been telling yourself around, what a situation means, and that you're ready for the truth to come to light and for you to be able to breathe and stop investing so much not information, but energy in trying to maintain everyone else's emotions. It's time for you to take care of you, learn your power of choice, be your authentic self, dig deep and understand where it is and what it is that's going on here, so you can get all this energy flowing back in and just live this life that feels so much freer than what you are experiencing currently or have recently experienced. So you are ready for this change. And I love this for you, Geminis. So if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love and helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, and if you subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy it wants to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, beautiful Geminis, as you go through this amazing week, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.